Kody and I are divorced. We're completely separate.
Sister Wives star Kody Brown getting real about her decision to end her marriage to Kody.
Every single day of my life, I wake up and I have a choice to make if I'm in a situation like that. And in the end, I would love to just be strong and be like, no, 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 and just cause more contention and more contention and more contention. Or I can just go, okay, that's fine, and make it easier. But then in the end, I lose myself.
During part 2 of the Sister Wives season 16 tell-all, Kody reveals how her split is affecting the other wives, Meri, Janelle, and Robyn.
It's not fun breaking people's hearts. I mean, at my core, I just want people to be happy and I just want people to feel loved. But I knew I was making a decision that would break hearts. And it tore me apart and it was super, super sad.
While Kody is seemingly firm in her decision, Kody, Meri, Janelle, and Robyn are struggling with the idea, which isn't a huge surprise. He's spoken to ET about this before.
I'm not in a place where I say, hey, to a wife, I'm leaving you. That's just never going to happen. Okay. It's just not, if our relationship isn't good, then we either figure out how to work it out or whatever. So
we don't allow the D word in the house?
Well, not out of my mouth necessarily. It's not a D word, it's a work it out. It's a figure it out.
I just don't know why they're not figuring this stuff out and talking and finding their compromise. It's my family.
For me to have someone else tell me whether or not my marriage is over, I'm like, no, I don't really need that.
The current dynamic between the wives has left Kody feeling like a, quote, basement wife, a term used to describe someone in the family who's considered less important than the other wives. And she says that mentality changed what it feels like to live in this plural marriage.
I didn't know at that time about basement wives. I didn't know that it was anything. I had no idea. I chose to just let it happen, and I chose to be weaker. I just did.
I didn't know she felt that way. And I felt like Janelle and maybe even Meri they were like, well, we'll just deal with the dysfunction or the things that don't work. And Kody was just like going, I'm not gonna do it.
Kody and Kody announced they were ending their spiritual marriage after 25 years together back in November. Kody is only legally married to his fourth wife, Robyn.
Meri, I can't do marriage with Kody anymore. I don't want to.
You don't get to give up like that.
I don't want to do it anymore.
This season's finale gave a little more insight into their split.
The intimate part of our marriage is over. And to be honest, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with staying in a marriage where there's no intimacy. That's not a real marriage. I'm not interested in a half marriage or a partial marriage or whatever we have.
It's seemingly been a long time coming. The pair hasn't lived together during the pandemic. And Kody actually told ET that gaining some independence in that time showed her the life she wants to live.
I like my own space. I like my own autonomy. I feel like I like me better now. And I just feel like I've been able to really raise my kids how I want to. And I really have more of an independence. And I just think the autonomy is really, really nice. And I feel like as a person that I do better with a little bit more distance.
I put everybody first most of the time. I put whatever Kody needed. It's like, I can be the peacemaker here. What do you need? What does Janelle need? What does Meri need? What do all the kids need? It left me running on empty. And I asked him for help. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.